All right, thank you, Zoom. So this is going to be pretty informal. I'm kind of leaving this fireside chat here up to you all. The goal of this was really to kind of reduce some of the back and forth questions, answers of having to leave you all asking questions or sending in tickets to ask the questions that you may or may not have in regards to rules. So I can go through a couple that have come in. And then if you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat and we can go through them. And I understand that the rules, expectations, and overview and scoring doc is hefty at 17 pages. And I know I, in my email, say, please make sure to read it. And I mean that, please make sure to read it all. Because I think a lot of the questions that have come in could be answered if the entire thing was read from start to finish. And we could break it up. We've broken up this document before, but then it comes into a lot of documents. So first and foremost, it's just a late night, light reading material. It's probably lighter material reading than you guys probably get from your professors right now. So first off, CyberForce is a red-blue competition. So first question I get is, can we work on these machines now? Yes, this is why, quite frankly, I'm paying for you all to work on them right now. These virtual machines are up. Well, they're not turned on unless you've turned them on. So if you're not getting things to work, you need to log into Azure. You need to turn your virtual machines on, and then you can start working on them. The only machine you won't be able to work on, like I said, in the documentation, if you read it, will be the Win 2016 box. You don't have credentials for that. It explains why. You'll get credentials for that come Friday, November 12th. But otherwise, all of your other boxes, I guess also minus the VPN, you have access to. So you can harden, you can defend, you can manipulate, you can make 2 more boxes as well. So do it to your heart's content. Don't wait until the last minute to do it. That's not the point of this. We want you to learn about them. We want you to edit them. We want you to do that. That is why we give you roughly 3 weeks to really get to know your environment. We don't want you to show up on day of and say, okay, I don't really know Windows, or I don't know Linux, or whatever flavor we've given you, which I know what they are, but it's for you all to read in the documents. So that's overarching one. Yes, you actually get 3 weeks to play around with your systems. So then I guess next, Brandon, thanks for asking. Do you want to shut them down when we're not using them to save on insurance? You don't have to. Thank you for the thought. I've budgeted knowing that some of you will turn them on and never turn them off. But at the end of the day, you can leave them on once you turn them on. Is the VPN box and scope attack for Red Team? So I'm going to circle back on this for Red Team. I want to clarify what Red Team is doing this year, because I don't feel like when people are asking these questions on how they can defend their boxes as well for Red Team, that you're not reading the documentation, which is why I'm stating you should really, really, really read it. Red Team is an assumed breach model. So what does that mean? That means they're already in your system. They already have access to your systems. So when some of the rules are put in place so that you don't manipulate your systems so that you fully block out Red Team, because Red Team is in your system already. The goal on top of hardening and defending in part is that we're trying to educate you all on that. While yes, we are in college, we're in university, we're learning about things. Some things that we learn in university are not always 100% applicable when we go into the real world, into industry. So that is in part why we do an assumed breach for part of this, because we need you to think on the fly on how can I change something without completely taking down my infrastructure. So in short, VPN box is not in scope for red team because they need that VPN box as well to get into your environment. So red team, like I said, is assumed breach. Ultimately, you're communicating with them regularly. So how does assumed breach work? You'll be communicating with them via a Discord server, just like you all hopefully are on. If you're not, it's not mandatory to be on that, but it obviously does work to have communication on there with whether your fellow teammates, other teammates from CyberForce, and they'll be going back and forth with you in regards to, hey, there's a vulnerability on XYZ. How would you remediate this? And that's all in part, or we've just implemented problem XYZ on a machine. Please look at such and such. So that is on there. So when people are asking, can I do IP blocking again, IP blacklisting, whitelisting, same thing, different flavor, doesn't work. There's really no point to it because again, red team is still going to communicate with you and they're still going to look to do the same thing. That's how you're getting points at the end of the day. So you could do what you'd like, but ultimately, you know, again, make sure you really thoroughly read that red team section and make sure whatever you're implementing is, I don't want you to lose points. That's really ultimately what I want to get at. So can we install extra guest VM inside one of the provided host boxes without considering an extra machine? Without considering an extra machine. I mean, sure. So you get up to 9 virtual machines. At the end of the day, we do take a heavy look at that. The moment you get to 10, I automatically delete the 10th box, no matter what it was. So just be mindful of that. So if you want to put another VM on top of the VM, you're welcome to do that. I should be mindful that you're welcome to do that with caveats in regards to the types of VMs that get put onto your system. So we do everything, as I said, it's been outlined in that Azure and VPN guide. That guide outlines that everything needs to be free. So there are certain things that, while free in nature, still have some costs associated with them inside of Microsoft's Azure portal. So what may or may not work. So I want to caveat that on the top of my head, I can't think of some, but I know that in years past, there have been some students that have gone crazy, racking their brains because they go, well, this is free typically. But when you try to implement it in the cloud, there's a charge in regards to utilizing an image. So be mindful of that. And if you get an error when trying to build your VM, make sure you go back and looking at that documentation as well to make sure that you're not seeing that an error has come through because you're not using the right VM type. That you're not in the wrong region space. Because again, we're in North Central. It doesn't work well if you try to go in a different region space. That you're not trying to use a public IP, because again, anything that you're utilizing a public IP will automatically delete, just because we don't want our entire environment to be compromised. So those are some of the quick things. Is there a page limit for security documentation? That question will get answered tomorrow in the Fireside chat for the C-suite and security documentation. I will leave it to them to answer that question for you. I would probably say no, but I also would err on the side of like, sometimes there's too much information for you. Do we have to keep all the VMs on the same subnet or segment them into different subnets? The ones provided to you need to be on the subnet we provided. So anything that we've provided. I know that in years past, people have tried to segment into a different subnet. I would be very cautious in doing that as everyone is on the 10.0 subnet already. So people have tried to do this and have taken over other people's subnets. So before you think you're going to do something, you should clarify with the competition staff to make sure you're not about to take over someone else's IP space. And also that you can even do that within your VPN. If we run extra VMs, will it be out of scope for red teamers? I'm presuming if you mean the extra 2 VMs, so if you run an 8-9 VM, no, those are within scope for red team. So red team has the opportunity to look at any VM that you build. The only thing that's out of scope for them is the VPN. There's a word count in the template for each section. I'm assuming that means not to add anything extra. Thank you, Ashton. I have not looked at the template beyond what I've put in everyone's box folder. Can we proxy intercept firewall services? For instance, can we put a web application firewall in front of a website? Again, sure, you can. I would just caveat that, you know, red team built it. So, you know, you can go ahead and do that. On top of that, firewalls tend to have a charge associated with it. And when you look at, dependent on the website you're speaking to, I'm guessing you're going to be talking about the one that's associated with your, what we'll call our green team, our users operators that are going to be doing your user acceptance testing on the day of competition. They all are going to be getting the exact same directions. So you can't, if you change how they have to get into your website, they're not going to get that. They're going to get the directions that I provide them and nothing else. So if you tell me that, well, they need to have, you know, this special address, or they need to, you know, add, you know, 12 different characters in, they're not going to get that, because the whole point of this is that you're abiding by the user acceptance testing that we put in there. So just be mindful of that. Can we change the passwords in the log of the login and other credentials on the VMs? Are there any passwords we're not supposed to change? As long as you don't change any of the passwords that are outlined in the rules and scoring. So I believe that's a score 001, a score 002, and a green team 001. You can change anything else, and then you cannot reset the Win 2016 box admin account. So just leave the Win 2016 box alone. But otherwise, any of the other ones, you're more than welcome to change. You're not allowed to go straight up reinstall the OS, right? I have yet to read the rules. I'll do this soon though. I would suggest not. I don't see that as being a viable answer when you want to go back and explain yourself in your security documentation that just reinstalling is probably not your best bet. You can, but I would probably better understand why you did that, because you have to understand what your vulnerabilities were in there. Are you implying that it's worse to disable unnecessary ports because the opportunity cost for losing red team points is too high? I am not saying that. You're more than welcome to disable unnecessary red team ports, presuming it's not within the scope that red team asked you to keep certain ports open, which I believe this year is honestly only 3. What I'm implying is that you can disable ports. What I'm saying is that doing IP blocking is against the rules. So trying to do a different flavor of saying, can I build a different account and block that to just certain IPs, is saying the same thing. So you are more than welcome to disable unnecessary ports that are open, that are not necessary to be open on your VMs. And leave only the ones that are necessary to have open. So like, again, I think it's 22, and if I'm mistaken, I think it's 5985 and 5986. But I can double check that right now as we all speak together. 5985 and 5986. All right, Clayton, I think you're talking about Win 2016 VM, I think. Okay. How many vulnerabilities machines we have to find this year to score 20% full mark? I don't know. I guess that's as many as you believe you can find. Can we have multiple attempts at solving red team attacks? Is there penalty for a wrong answer at the first attempt? I don't believe so. So again, red team's going to go at the pace that is comfortable for blue team. So that's going to be reminded of everyone on Friday at your check-in. So if you get an answer wrong, you know, they'll give you the opportunity to see if you would like to answer it again or if you'd like to pass. So there's multiple different attempts. So again, that's my understanding with red team is that if you want more time to answer the question, or if you just want to do a pass and just not take the points for it, you know, they can move forward with it. If it's just something that you don't feel like as a team, you want to take time for. Again, it's not a one-to-one, so you don't have to just have one person. So me, Amanda on team, whatever. I don't have to be the only one that answers red team. But again, this year being a team, you have the opportunity to work with everyone, or you can have a dedicated person. Are we allowed to enable any Azure services supported by the competition subscription? For instance, Azure Network Watcher? No. You cannot. That is on you to figure out how to use your own stuff. Again, I'm going to caveat this. The whole goal of this is for you all to think outside of the box. We're not here to utilize Microsoft stuff. They made that for them. We're here for you all to think, how can you make this better? So be thinking about that. So I know difficult. I'm going to tell you that every year since I've been doing this since 2016, I came in halfway through, but 2017. And I know that there are some mentors on here that I've known since 2017 that students have disliked me and or our competition staff from the beginning, but at the end have seriously appreciated that we've been sticklers on the rules and or made them think outside the box. So like understand that we're difficult on these rules for a reason. And that's one, to keep everything fair, and two, because at the end of the day, like it's an easy route to just utilize Microsoft's built-in features. But that doesn't help if you were to leave tomorrow and go somewhere, like you're not going to always be able to utilize, you know, a built-in Azure or a built-in AWS feature. So that is why. Now I got to try to find where we were. So I apologize. Ken did that one. Can red team kick us off our own network and change our passwords? I mean, not prior to the competition, but on competition day, yes, there is a portion of that. So that's why I say if you have usernames and passwords that aren't mandatory to change or aren't mandatory to keep, I would change those. But those people that are doing the pen testing portion of the competition have no idea what vulnerabilities are on the systems. So again, rules are great to be read. So the first 3 hours of the competition, those pen testers are completely going in blind. So they have no idea what the system is, how it looks, what kind of network you have. They have no idea what a vulnerability is on your system. They don't know your default credentials. But again, as soon as one person finds any of that out, it's going to get shared fairly quickly. So that's how red team works. So that's why I say, you know, anything that is default that you can change, I would change, but understand that, you know, there are things that you just can't do differently, that while you have to equally look at the assumed breach model. I haven't yet tried setting it up. I just saw the page for it wasn't blocked with a subscription. Okay. Is Team 136 made up of competition volunteers, employees? Are they actually competing? don't know who Team 136 is. I guess we'll have to find out. Azure offers free trials for pfSense and securing. We can use them as long as they are on trial. If you can get them, sure. I believe, from my understanding, I think pfSense is probably one of those that is typically a free trial, but there's a cost associated with implementing. So you can sure try. So we cannot block external IP addresses that are not on the IP schemes. Once our team does attack, can we block the port IP addresses that the firewall does identify? No. No IP blocking. 0. 0. Regarding required services, page 9, we're required to maintain the following services regarding DNS on port 53. Does this mean we need to run our own DNS server, service, or services? Seem a little odd. I'm not saying unless I'm misunderstanding the requirement. So I believe that was supposed to get set up for everyone. I'm not certain that I'm guessing it did not. And I shouldn't say I'm guessing. I know it was not. So let me circle back to make sure that we aren't going to throw one that an authoritative server out there that everyone has to point back at. Typically we don't. So that might just be a fun service that you guys don't have to run. Lucky you all. And to clarify on services, so thank you for bringing that up. Services, not all those services have to run on every single box. So I know that's a question that's come up, is do all the services have to run on every single box? No. The services we provided need to be on the boxes we provided. So if we provided SSH on a particular box, it needs to be on that box. It needs to be on that IP. And that's the scored service on that IP. So I'm going to clarify that again. If we provided a service to you on 1025, that is a scored service. It needs to be on that IP, on that box. If we did not provide you a service, minus DNS, which I will double check, it is your responsibility to build that service. It can be on any of the boxes that we provided you and or one of the 2 boxes that you have the ability to add to. So that's entirely your kind of role or expectation on that. Can you talk more about the expectation regarding the security documents in the C2E video? I can, but there's also an entire Fireside chat tomorrow about them. So I can really quickly go over them in detail tomorrow. They can talk to you about them. So in a holistic whole environment of CyberForce, when you think through, and I hope someone, and maybe someone can either raise their hand or say me, has someone who's maybe is on the chat, has someone been in person to CyberForce before? Yay. Well, of course you have Tom. All right. Well, at least a few people have. So, and yes, you too can. So in a nutshell, if you've been to one of them before in person, you'll know the madness and the chaos that ensues. But CyberForce is honestly a how I like to explain it to people. It's an 8-hour competition, but I'm trying to literally put your entire job of being a cyber analyst or a forensics analyst, taking a whole bunch of different work roles, and I'm trying to cram what would be months of a job into 8 hours. And it's almost near impossible to do, but at the end of the day, we're trying to be kind of well-rounded individuals. And so with that, your job as being a defender obviously takes a heavy precedent in this competition, but also You know, there's a lot of other things that go on. So throughout your day, there's anomalies that we like to call, which for those of you on CCDC, I think they call them purple. I don't, again, all these color schemes, but those are like your miscellaneous tasks that you do throughout the day. So think about, you go to meetings, you got to go to the bathroom, you have lunch, you got different tasks that you have throughout the day that aren't necessarily your job. So you might get an email from your boss that asks you to, you know, take a look at a task that might not normally be your job. That's what we might consider an anomaly in your day. You're not staring at your computer, looking at the logs to see if someone is hacking into your system. And then throughout the day, we also have, which is what this is your C-suite and is a C-suite and your security documentation. So everyone's favorite things is your soft skills. You have to know how to write and you have to know how to speak. And I say that coming from the business side of the house as well in cybersecurity is no one loves to document things. And so in knowing when you have to either walk into a new job or you're leaving your job, you want to be able to provide people the best possible documentation that you can on where you were, and or you hope when you walk into a new job that someone documented the best that they could. And so that's kind of where we're trying to get at with the documentation, is that most of us do what we do and we don't think about what we do. And so this is kind of our best way to articulate, like, why did you harden your system the way you did? Not just because, well, that's what I'm supposed to do, but why? And then the C-suite is because, again, it's hard for a lot of people to understand this, but we tend to talk a lot in jargon, especially in our field, because we tend to talk a lot with people that understand what we do. And when you start to think through, when you get into the industry, when you have to ask for a budget, when you need new things, you might be talking to people that have no idea what we're talking about. And so the C-suite is meant to be, you need to talk to people that are non-technical in nature, and they really don't care about you. Quite frankly, they just want to know the bottom line. And so the goal of the C-suite is to get you to really understand bottom dollar. You obviously need to defend and secure a system at the end of the day, but you need to convey to them that the value in securing a system is there. So in a nutshell, that's why. So we're trying to make you all well-rounded individuals here in CyberForce in one day. So that's that. That was my soapbox. So if you hate the CISO panel, that's on me because I added that in there. Where will you post the recordings of these Fireside chat videos? I love to share with my other team members. Is there some important information? This, once it's done, will get emailed out. And then we will have another one of these Fireside chats on Monday. So if people still have questions, come Monday, I will be here again. Thank you, Tom. How many anomalies will there be during the competition day? I think the last I heard there was 40 plus. I think. Boss sent you to Starbucks, you get stuck in traffic jars. That's very true. That is an anomaly in and of itself. Discord link is in the rules and someone shared it here below. So thank you. Are we expected to configure port 3000 on the 2021 web server? I think that's a 2012 web server to be operational for Green Team. Yes, yes, you are. The website for that is operational. You just need to figure out how to make it operational. There is a current, you just need to run something in order to make that work. Building on what that was said, trial software that has no implementation costs is allowed to, as long as it's free. Yes. I think I answered that correctly. We'll find out. when you come to, we'll caveat this, at the end of the day, if it doesn't allow you, Azure will block you. So we have rules in place for it so that credit cards don't get billed. James, forgive me if I missed this in the rules, but are we able to see the scoreboard website yet? You will get that on Monday. So you will get access to the scoreboard on Monday, where you'll be able to start testing your services. You'll be able to, if you are running through things, you can input your security docs already. You can start submitting things early. When you register for Scoreboard, you'll get an email on it again from me. You'll need to register as an @edu or your university @edu. For those of you that have more than one team per school, you'll get directions on how to register so that you can find your team as well. What other questions do people have? I know you all have pondering questions. Would you be able to provide any insight on how or what we're supposed to do with the PLC Linux box? Oh, sorry, one before that, before I answer that. I saw that we get penalized for requesting system reimaging. Do we get penalized the same for backing up and reimaging ourselves? No. So there is a reason why we provide you the correct way. And I will say that the correct way, there is a wrong way and a right way to back up and reimage your boxes yourselves. If you just click the snapshot button in Azure, it automatically just kills your machines, which then will require me to have to put a new box in there. And at the end of the day, that's never fun. We've had people do that, and I've had to put it in their entire new environment for them. So don't make me do that. That is why I try to help you all out so we don't have to do that at the end of the day. So please feel free to re-image, share, save, whatever that you need to do for yourself. Honestly, that's why I put it in there, because I hope everyone, before you touched your machines, just did that, or at least for the few that you know that you need to. Would you be able to provide any insight on how or what we're supposed to do with the PLC Linux box? Again, that's kind of up to you. The whole competition is meant to be cyber physical. So, there's certain things running on that you might want to take a look at. Check on the vulnerabilities, but again, taking into account it's a PLC, so there's not really much you can do. It's, a cyber physical system. Suggestions or advice on the CISO portion. It's always my favorite portion. As Ashton just said, read the syllabus. My advice, so this year as a team, in years past when we did this, it was typically in person, and only one person would go into the room to talk. And obviously last year's CyberForce was individual, so it still was one person. This year we're virtual, we're back in teams. So honestly, I would suggest trying to answer the questions as a team. Personally, I would sit down, I would think through what you'd want to answer, and I would do it as a team, because at the end of the day, the CISO or C-suite portion was designed and developed to think through how, as a team, you would go in to ask for support on the particular task at hand. So I would think through all that. And then again, if needed, there's multiple options you can do that. If your school has Zoom, do it on Zoom. If not everyone's together in a room, or you don't feel comfortable doing that, totally understand. If your school has Teams or whatever it is, Google Hangout, there's so many options these days, that's fine. We do that here still at our work. We're not in person. So, you can record that. Whatever you choose to do, I want to caveat that make sure the link that you provide us, because I don't want you to download the video and send it to me. Either put it on YouTube and you can make it, a restricted link that only the person who has a link can look at it. Make sure it's available so people can look at it. So send it to someone that's not normally yourself to make sure that they can see it. And it needs to be available for the time period. So I believe it's November 9th through the 16th so that people can actually grade it. I always like to caveat that because I always sometimes get a Zoom link that I can't log into your Zoom account. So just make sure that you don't send me a link that requires me to log in as, Cole Smith if I can't log in as Cole Smith. Was there an issue with the VPN setup? Did you turn your VPN machine on? That would be my first suggestion. Make sure your VPN is on. If you can't connect to your VPN, make sure your VPN machine is on. If it's on, my suggestion would be to first disconnect your VPN on OpenVPN and then try to reconnect. If that still doesn't work, then send in a ticket to CyberForce support@anl.gov. I'm happy to take a look at it with you. The other suggestion I would heavily look at is make sure that you're using the OpenVPN community client, not the OpenVPN client. There's two different versions. The OpenVPN community client is what we utilize. The OpenVPN client sometimes has bugs with it in regards to how we set up. Reading the rules, everyone loves. The white team server where you can download Anomalies file is the same box folder that you got everything else from, but you're not going to get it until the Friday before the competition. There's so many things I'm trying to read so quickly here. How much should the faculty mentor be involved with during the actual competition? So faculty mentors, that's another great question. Pre-competition, so now through Friday, again, every mentor is different, every faculty member is different, but I see them as a key asset for students for pre-competition. So students should be leaning on your mentors as the ability to help with questions, clarifications, strategy, figure out, what's the best outlook for them for this, look for guidance. On actual competition day, mentors can do nothing. It's a student competition at the end of the day, it's hands off. The goal of this is, not to have the mentor do the work for students. It's really to be a guide. So, at the end of the day, it's 6 students that win. It's not a mentor that wins, if that kind of makes sense. We're still reading. The resources folder shared via a few days ago. Yes, lucky for me. I saw the video time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. 15 minutes is way too long. Please don't submit anything that's 15 minutes. Please. But yes, it will get points deducted. Can we put credential login for the VPN or will it not matter? I guess I'm not certain what that question is. So can you rephrase? There's some great text to speech tools out there. So I've heard. On the day of the competition, the red team will attempt to gain access to blue team services. Blue team will not have received help from anyone, including mentors. Thank you. Can we change or mess with the Azure infrastructure permissions and AD or other services? Levi, I guess no. So the actual Azure infrastructure you're getting, so like to clarify this, what you're getting is one very small portion in comparison to my entire Azure infrastructure. So your team gets something, another team gets something, and another team gets something, and another team gets something. So at the end of the day, like no, because you're only really getting, a snippet. You're only the owner of your area. So you really don't have access to do anything other than what you can in yours. So even if you tried, you would get denied. So you don't have AD permissions and you don't have Azure, infrastructure. So ultimately what you can do is you can make changes to your resource group. And that means by adding VMs. Like I said, you can try to change networking in it, but I would highly, highly caveat being very cautious doing that. Very, very cautious doing that. Where can you find OpenVPN? I only see OpenVPN. There's a link in the rules. Yes, there is for that. So what else? What else can I help people with? So much stuff. I know sometimes reading the rules first just gets you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a source of knowledge. I'm sure you can. I don't know why you'd ever want to use PowerShell, but you know, teach their own. What's a question that should be asked but hasn't? I'm sure there's probably 10 million, but you know, I guess I will caveat, so a few of the things that have not been asked, but I'm sure has been covered well on in the documents, because I'm sure you guys have read these rules now, like up and down. In your C-suite video, in your documentation, zero university logos, university call outs, nothing. The point of this is to not be biased. So when we have people review them, we want to make sure that it is team 135, team 136, so whoever that is, team one, whatever your team. So make sure you just fill in your team. The only caveat with that is on the C-suite panel, if you have your whole team. So, if, you know, our team, so hi, I'm team one, Amanda, Bob, Susie, you know, you all can introduce yourself by the first name just so that you can make it a little bit more personable, but don't go like, oh, we're from University of, you know, Argonne. We want to make sure that whoever is looking at the video, that they don't have that. So don't wear, you know, unfortunately, I'm asking you very kindly to not wear your university apparel in this, to just kind of keep it plain Jane, just so that people aren't making any assumptions. Maybe they really like your university. Maybe they're your biggest rival. I just, you know, I'm trying to keep everything hunky-dory here. Yes, I totally did say that too. How many? We know who doesn't read the instructions when setting up furniture now. No one reads instructions when they set up furniture. Let's be real. How many websites do we need to keep up and running on the web server? That's a really great question. As many as you'd like. The only one that really needs to, I guess, technically stay up is the one the green team needs to use. So, and that's on port 3000. Are score check and green team users in scope for red team? No. So the scoreboard is off limits and green team is also off limits for red team. Coffee or tea, always coffee. Extra large. I'm still working on my Dunkin' this morning. Hi, Amanda. Oh. Would you send a doc, please, again? I'm not certain, Sam, which doc you're talking to, but I can resend a link. It's the same link that I'm guessing you're talking about the rules. Will the red team be attacking the Azure side or just the systems that are connected on the network, trying to understand the scope? So Azure's off limits. So that's why we're all VPN'd in to our environments, just to ensure that no one's actually hitting the Azure infrastructure. So that way we also aren't, you know, magically kicked off midway through competition. So red team is only going to actually hit the systems itself. So scope of this is literally the systems that are within your network. So 10.0.team number. Whatever we have. Can you read what we talked about regarding DNS possibly not being required? Yeah, I can, Ashton. I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna get back to everyone after my third computer here stops turning off on me. And I will go back and double check to make sure that we're not going to do an authoritative server for DNS on our end. And we might just figure out what we're going to do with DNS. So stay tuned for an email tomorrow from me, Amanda Joyce, and you will get an answer in regards to DNS. You may have one less service. Lucky you. What else? Key dates. No one's asked me about when things are due. Everyone knows when everything's due. No one needs anything. Oh, look, Mike, when are things due? Okay, that's a great question. Oh, that's very true. Everyone reads the rules. No one needs those. Okay. Due dates. Security documentation and the C-suite panel video are due prior to the competition. That's so that, we don't take 10 years to try to grade everything. So those are due, and you can thank other folks because I usually make them all due the Friday prior to the competition. So, and I'm saying like a week prior, they gave you an extra couple days. So they're due this year on, I think it's November 9th. November 9th. November 9th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is when I think it's Pacific Standard Time. It might be Standard Time. Who knows? I live off of Standard Time, so that's typically what I live in. So that's when those are due. They did put a caveat in there that if you do really need an extension, which I please, like, no one wants extensions. Extensions aren't a thing. You can turn it in up until Thursday. Don't do that. But you are going to get a 25% mark off of whatever your points would have been. So if you did still like really great, you're going to get, only 75% of your points. If you did okay and you only got 50% of your point, you're going to still get a knockoff of 25% of whatever you would have gotten. So just don't do that. Just turn it in on time. See, even Tom said he doesn't allow extensions in his courses. So don't turn it in late, people. Turn it in on time. On times get high fives. If you turn it in late, it's terrible. Show me that you care. Otherwise, everything else is on Saturday, minus your check-in on Friday, a mandatory check-in that is in your documentation on Friday. One person from your team, that could be your team captain, if your team captain is busy and he or she has delegated someone else on the team to do that, or whomever, we're asking that one person from the blue team minimally works with red team. And so there's a sign up for that in the documentation for 15 minutes to make sure that communication channels are working. So there'll be an invitation that goes out just roughly 15-30 minutes before to make sure that communication all works. And then that everything is working hunky-dory, that rules are still engaged, and then ultimately we're good to go. This is one to make sure that in the event that something is to happen, that we know that you all are still planning to participate. And two, that if red team is not available, that again, we're not having issues on your all ends, that you guys can ensure that you're getting scored immediately come Saturday, that you're not waiting on a red team member. So there's that. Docs. Now I gotta try to remember where I was at here. Will the red team be attacking any of the machines except the VPN or only certain ones? All of them. where by chance could I ever find a calendar with all the information with the dates on it and some kind of shared repository everyone was given access to? Yeah, sometimes I like to be really nice and put things in a really easy fashion on calendars. Sometimes. Some people like things in Word docs and some people like things in calendars. So that's just how it works. If you change scoreboard systems clock, you can submit late with no penalty. If you change anything on the scoreboard, you're equally disqualified. So, that's kind of how it works. Also, Ashton is the hello police in Discord. So if you haven't joined Discord yet, Ashton says hello to everyone in there. So make sure you say hello back to Ashton. Ethan, you would have gotten an email from, I believe I sent it from CyberForce competition at anl.gov, and it was sent on Monday. I can resend it if you'd like. If you want to send me a direct message here with it, with your email. We can figure it out. Otherwise, I know we have 6 minutes left. Other big things and rules. I know I send a lot of emails from my personal email. Otherwise, I manage the CyberForce competition at anl.gov. I also manage the CyberForce support email. But if there is issues, please email CyberForce support at anl.gov. That makes it a help desk ticket. That way we can just make sure we manage everything. That includes, as I just got an email right now, resetting of passwords for Azure. That's, you still don't understand the rules, don't get the rules, scoreboard's not working, whatever the case, you need something reset. That's the place to go. That allows me the ability to make sure that the whole team gets involved to get you an answer as quick as possible, or I get it to the right person. If you email me, as much as I live off of my phone, sometimes I don't always answer. I also do not see the rule documentation in my email. Well, someone would have had to have gotten it because I sent it to the same list that I sent to this. But any other questions from anyone before we go? Otherwise, like I said, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, I think, I'm gonna check my calendar really fast here, is the Fireside chat specifically, 6 p.m. Central Time, for the CISO panel or C-suite panel. I gotta stop calling it a CISO panel. The C-suite panel and the security documentation. So for those of you that have questions specifically on what are they expecting, what do they want to look for, come tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time or whatever your time zone equivalent is, to have those. And then I'm gonna host another rules fireside chat. So come Friday, I love not Friday, Monday, Amanda, dear Lord. Monday at 5, everyone loves Mondays. I'll be here if you have more questions or if your teammates have questions or whatever, I'm here to answer them. Otherwise, security documentation and the C-suite panel will also do another one on Tuesday to round out, just to make sure that we give everyone plenty of time to ask us questions. Otherwise, if you have questions, you totally can chat it up in Discord. People are there to help out. And the CFC admin will send stuff back if it's something in need of an actual answer from someone. Otherwise, thank you all for taking your time tonight. Otherwise, like I said, send an email if you didn't get something for the rules or the initial email. I'm happy to resend it so you all have it. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.